guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little while since I posted one of these videos on a Friday. Your boy's been having a rough time of it, but I'm trying to get back into a consistent schedule again. And we're back on Friday with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel video. If you guys saw, I know it's been a couple weeks, but I was trying to do my favorite archetype for each series. We're up to 5Ds. So, the archetype we're going to be doing today is...
I combine my knight with 2 rose tokens to synchro summon Black Rose Dragon!
That's right, we are doing my favorite character's deck. My favorite character was Akiza. I loved her character, I loved her character development, and I thought Black Rose was an amazingly beautiful card. And she's got a whole archetype now. We spent some time, looked up some decks, finally found one that suited me, and I want to show you guys a matchup with it real quick. Now, I had a couple matches I wanted to show you, but they both ended up really, really long because the deck grinds like crazy. It basically is meant to just destroy your opponent every turn until eventually they can't recover. And that does take time. So, this is the build we're using today. And we're going to be playing up against Rocket Dragon Link. If you guys enjoyed the video, please drop a like, subscribe if you're new. But let's jump in and check out the gameplay. I forgot to mention that we're doing post-commentary because I wanted to be able to cut out pieces of the duel that took too much time because I was attempting to cut it down. I wanted to show you both games because both games were fire, but stuff just happened. This game is very, very back and forth. We open up with a decent hand for going second, or first, technically. But our opponent goes first, and they immediately summon a rocket monster and link it away to get Striker Dragon to get Blue Sector launch. They don't go too crazy. I was expecting a much more combo heavy board. I wanted to save the impermanence in case I needed to stop a monster on my turn. For example, like he makes a monster with a negate, I could just drop impermanence and just not deal with it for the turn. Now, I'm gonna be real with you, besides their graveyard effects, if they were destroyed, you get to do stuff. I don't really know what a lot of the Rocket Dragons do, so I was kind of trying to wing it as we were going. Now he plays a spell card to destroy his monster. And now at the end of the turn he's going to get another monster. You have to draw 2 cards off of that, which is actually pretty dope. Sets 1. Moves to end phase, I believe is what he did there. Yep, and then he gets a special another rocket from the deck. Honestly, I think that's ridiculous for rockets, but that's beside the point. Now, he's got a pretty sizable board. Nothing too special. No negates, that was the big thing. So, we draw our 6th card. We've got kind of an okay hand. We start off by special summoning Evil Swarm Mandragora because he has more monsters than we do. Level 4 monster, plant, get it out quick. And then we decide to normal summon Red Rose Dragon out of our hand. Now, Red Rose Dragon is both a card I really, really like and really, really don't. It was probably the least used tuner as I was practicing with this deck, but when it goes off, it really goes off. And here's what we did. We synchro to make Black Rose Dragon to pop the board. And when Red Rose Dragon is used for a synchro monster, you can special summon a monster from the deck. And if you layer your chain right, you can actually do something pretty crazy with it, which is what I did here. I used I started off the chain with Black Rose Dragon's effect, which is to nuke the board. And then I chained Red Rose Dragon to summon a monster from my deck. You'll see why in a second, even though it's gonna get destroyed. He does this, so that way he can actually get more monsters at the end of my turn. He trades in his Link monster for another Rocket Dragon from the deck, which is actually really smart since he knows he's gonna nuke the board anyway. Now we decided to summon Blue Rose Dragon. For anybody that doesn't know what Blue Rose Dragon does, when Blue Rose Dragon gets destroyed by card effect, I can summon Black Rose Dragon from the graveyard. So I nuke the board, and then Blue Rose Dragon lets me summon Black Rose Dragon back out to swing. Or, and what we do, we end up using Basil Rose Shoot to summon a Red Dragon monster from our graveyard in defense mode. So we bring back Red Rose Dragon. I thought about it after, and this was the best first turn, the best second turn play I can make. I didn't have a way to OTK, but I wanted to nuke his board and mess with his setup. And because, you know, we have another level 3 tuner, level 7 monster, we end on Baron de Fleur. We could have also went into Roxy Rose Dragon, but I didn't really see a reason to. There's nothing in the graveyard we needed to banish. Though, I'm not sure. I don't know this. If someone can let me know in the comments. If you banish the dragons that I got destroyed, do they still get their effects? Do they still get to summon from the deck? If they got banished and they don't, then I obviously would have went into Roxy because that would have been freaking crazy. But instead I went into Baron, got my Omni Negate, swung for 3k. We also have an impermanence to set face down. Now he gets his monster effects on the end phase. Like I said, if banishing them would have stopped their effects, that would have been dope. And I would have had a bigger monster. My problem with Roxy Rose is so hard to get out, and the fact that it only has a destruction negate is a little annoying. At least with Baron, after I get an Omni Negate, I can trade him out to get back Black Rose and potentially summon him back out. I actually really like Baron. I didn't realize how strong it was. The other game I wanted to show you guys, it was actually cool because I was able to recycle Baron every turn because of the tuner. Because of the tuner Rox Rose Dragon, because when you summon it, you get to search a card that designates Black Rose Dragon. So I would get Basil Rose Shoot, Synchro, and then the next turn when I tag Baron back out, I could bring back Rox Rose Dragon, use Basil Rose Shoot, get back Black Rose Dragon, go back into Baron. It was really dope. But my opponent started off that turn where I Geki, which sucks because we had to waste one of our negates. I decided to negate Tracer because I know Tracer starts off combos, and we were able to save the Omni Negate with Baron. This was annoying because Monster Born's a really, really powerful card, and I wasn't sure if I should negate it, so I decided to let it go until he gave me something I really needed to negate. It was rough. Now, after this turn is when it turns a little bit into a grind game. You couldn't activate Rocket Tracer's effect because I had negated it. No, I didn't. Don't tell me I did that. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I had already negated the Rocket Tracer's effect, and I went to the... I didn't even notice I did this until watching this replay right now with you guys. I had negated the Rocket Tracer with the impermanence, and still used Baron's negate to negate it. Wasted it. Absolute effing waste. I'm so hurt. Now my opponent has 3 monsters and now he's going to start linking. That's the only downside I see to the Rocket, because he's playing a full Rocket Dragon deck. He's even using some cards from the starter deck. Is that when they get destroyed, you know you obviously get to refill your field. Once you start making links, is when you actually start like losing them. So you gotta be careful what you do. This was cool though. He used Booster Dragon, targeted his monster. The monster had an effect where if you target, he got to destroy everything in the column. So that's how you got rid of my Baron. Now, we gotta go on the defensive. But watch this. We actually come out with some pretty cool stuff. He's got this one monster, one face down. Nothing serious, but he's got some stuff that he can special summon from his deck. Yep. Alright, now it's our turn. Oh. Alright. So, Rose Princess is a cool card because my opponent has more monsters than I do, and I don't have any. I can special summon it as a level 3 tuner, which is what I was going to do. And then I was going to combo it with Lone Fire Blossom to get a monster from the deck. As soon as I summon Lone Fire Blossom, he does this. Should be Lone Fire Blossom. Get another plant monster. I went with the carrot because I can reuse the carrot. Once I get it out, I can special summon it from the deck. But he done did this. Bottomless Trap Hole, just to piss me off. Not only did it stop my play, but he banished the carrot, so I couldn't get it. I couldn't reuse it. Really, really, really annoying. So we're on the back pedal now. He's got 3 monsters. We've got 1. We have no face, no back row, no offense. I'm thinking, the game's basically over. Pop Silver Rocket. Gets rid of a monster from my extra deck, which also sucks because I was Crossroads Dragon, another method of getting a synchro out. And always sitting on a Spore. At this point I was just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But he doesn't go do anything crazy, he just swings. His other monster has 0 attack, so I'm like, alright, we're fine. Nothing crazy. End of turn, he uses Silver Rocket's effect. Now, again, I'm like, at this point, I'm like, what do? Well, we play 3 Lone Fire Blossoms, we draw a second one, and I come up with a plan, but it depends if I survive this turn or not. So we set Spore. We plan on comboing with Spore in a really, really cool way if we can make it through the turn. If we didn't, it is what it is. We still have 6,100 life points, so I was feeling kind of okay with it. So let's see what happens. He summons another monster out, and he makes it Link 3. And I forgot what this card does. We get Borreload Dragon. Now, when Borreload Dragon attacks one of my monsters, he actually gets control of the monster. He gets to put it to one of the Link arrows. It's a great out to cards like Dragon. I honestly forgot that that's what the card did. So he takes my monster and proceeds to do annoying stuff with it. Now he goes to main phase 2. Doesn't even attack me directly. That's his fault. But he goes to main phase 2. He flips up my Spore. Now he has a monster and a tuner. And a deck that plays other tuners. What do you guys think he did? That's correct. He went into Helka Fireworks. And now with Helka Fireworks effect, he plays another tuner from the deck. Notice that he stopped destroying his own monsters. So now he doesn't get the special summon as much. But I'm guessing he was starting to run low on different kinds of monsters. Now he links into a Link 3. I didn't even know what the hell this thing was. Try a Triple Burst Dragon, but it's actually got some pretty good effects. So I was a little worried about it because I was like, he can negate a monster effect activation, and I'm like, shit, what do I do? And we basically top deck for game. We hit the infinite permanents. We started our turn with that, and now we can do the Spore combo we were planning on doing in the first place. So we hit the Triple Burst with infinite permanence, so it can't mess with us. So not the Lone Fire Blossom. Double checking the plants in our graveyard because we knew what we were going for. And we were gonna have to make the effective Spore now, but we decided to go with Lone Fire first just in case. Again, knowing my opponent doesn't have any hand traps, but you never know. Lone Fire Tributes. We summon a level 4 plant monster from the deck. Level 4. So we get Mandragora out. Now I'm not gonna lie. I kind of messed up my math a little bit because I forgot about the second half of Spore's effect. When you use Spore's effect to summon it from the grave by banishing another monster, it gains the level of that monster. So we banish the Lone Fire Blossom we sent to the graveyard to summon Spore back out. So now Spore becomes a level 4 tuner. I was thinking he was gonna be level 1. I was planning on doing something with a level 5. But once I realized that he became a level 4 tuner, it made my play even better. Because now 2 level 4s, we get this Bent Daddy. Draco Berserker of the Tenyai. This card is bonkers. And for the situation we're in right now, this was the perfect card to drop. We drop our homeboy. He comes swinging in. Now he's got 3,000 attack, 0 defense. For everybody that doesn't know what he does, whenever my opponent activates a monster effect, I can banish that monster. And if he destroys an attacking effect, if he attacks an effect monster, and he gains the monster attack points, and if he destroys it, he can make a second attack. Sorry, he gains the attack points after he destroys the monster, which is what happens here. So my opponent used Borreload's other effect to lower my monster attack points by 500, which he thought would make him safe. Now, I couldn't just swing at Borreload, obviously he would kill my monster. Also, even though he activated a monster effect, I can't target him. So that's why I couldn't banish him. He's basically unaffected by my other cards, so I had to figure out a way to run him over. So I swing in a Triple Burst Dragon first, and then gain its 2,400 attack points, and then swing over the Barrel Load Dragon. Now, we're saying on this dude, if he uses any monster effects, they just get banished. And he's got no cards in hand. We pass the turn. Opponent draws. And ends the turn. So, we draw for turn, and I take no risks. Not going to play any of the cards. We did draw an Ash, so if he did survive, we did have something to help with later. But then we just swing in with our massive 49 meat, and we take the game. So, again, this was a really, really fun matchup. Not super competitive. Obviously, that player could have made some better choices, played some better cards. But the deck is fun, and this was the first draft. If I was continuing to play this deck, which I might, I love the Rose Dragon cards, I love the way they look. I might maybe make it an IRL one day. But that's it for this episode, guys. If you guys enjoyed the episode, make sure you guys swing by next week. I promise I will be on it next week, because once I dismantle this deck, I'll have a lot more materials to make cards, so you guys can see what my favorite Arc V's archetype is. Arc V was one of my favorite series since like GX. If you guys want to check me out on social media, those links are down below. That's it for me. I'll see you guys tomorrow in another video.
We gon' ghost them when we pull up with them shells. Hop out the surface, we giving out them L's. I witness